So when was the last time that the arch defenders of the First Amendment, the ones who also make a massive profit, financial profit off the First Amendment, when was the last time that you remember them caving in a real significant, timely battle? I'm thinking of one in particular. I might be wrong on the timeline, but the one I'm thinking of is this. The cartoons, the Dutch cartoon crisis. I believe it was the Dutch. There were several countries. The French got in big trouble over it. I think the Belgians got in big trouble over it. Belgians, rather. I think that my memory is that the New York Times, CBS, the Washington Post, that they all refused to show the cartoons that had caused this crisis all over Europe and in certain Muslim countries because they were afraid. Now, if these cartoons, these single images can cause Muslims to riot, to set fire to an embassy, to call for the death, the murder, the assassination of the cartoonists in these foreign lands, wouldn't you think that it would be in the interest of the First Amendment to fly right in the face of it? I mean, imagine, if for those of you who are students of World War II, you will remember that there was a lot of satire that went on. From the Three Stooges to singers and songwriters. Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face. The Three Stooges mocking Hitler. It was a part of morale, all right? Can you imagine if Hitler said, hey, you better not do this, or I'm going to sink your ships? He already was sinking their ships. It was part of our ability intellectually and psychologically to go to war and to stay at war with these people was to have some comic relief, was to have contempt for our enemies. And if we found out that something bothered them, well, as the age-old adage goes, find out what irritates them and do only that. So that was the stuff that we were made of. We ran political cartoons throughout the American Revolution. At different key moments in, say, the battle to end child labor, they ran horribly insulting political cartoons against really wealthy people, showing them eating children. But our leaders in the media caved in with the cartoon crisis. And Sony's caving in right now. And so part of me thinks that they really are defenders of the First Amendment, but part of me thinks they're more like pimps. They're prostituting something. And if the police are coming for a raid, right, the pimps are going to run. The pimps are going to do what they have to do to not get caught and not be convicted. It's not that they're committed to their fiefdom of pimping against all costs. No, it's a immoral business. It's a criminal enterprise. And they'll back down when they need to. I get the feeling that Sony and other people in the media world, that they're just pimps and prostitutes. They're making a buck. And if they can make a buck mocking Christianity, man, they will do it. If they can make a buck mocking Kim Jong-un, they'll do it until they get their computers hacked, until they get some threats. Now, let's be honest. Does anybody believe, with the ongoing war that we have with Islam, with Islamic fundamentalists, with devout followers of Muhammad's false religion, can anyone really believe that if they had assets in this country since 9/11, that they would not have used them? I mean, think about it. We have had some horrific lone wolf attacks by people who simply had some demonic conversion. But if Al-Qaeda had assets on the ground, if ISIS had assets on the ground, Do we really think they would not have used them? Of course they would have. Well, who in their right mind can think that North Korea has assets in America to blow up movie theaters? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Who in their right mind would believe that the assets exist in America for the North Koreans to send the signal, pull the trigger, and blow up movie theaters in America? I'm not buying. I'll be right back. We'll look at this as a political question regarding, is it funny to make a film concerning assassinating the leader of a sovereign country? Don't go away. Do you want to get America out of the hands of wicked and unjust men and women who are destroying the republic before our eyes, and put leadership back into the hands of righteous men and women so that we don't die as a nation? Well, you're talking about social revolution, and there are rules in social revolution. We can look at the victorious social revolutions of the past, such as the end of slavery, the end of child labor, women's voting rights, the end of segregation, and so much more, and learn from their victories. Look at their actions, their images, their rhetoric, their sacrifices, and their final fruit. We will send you this series that originally cost $129, 7 books for students, 1 teacher's guide, if you'll give a gift of any size and just pay for shipping and handling. Take advantage of it today.